Legumes, like beans, peas, and lentils, are extraordinary. In dietary guidelines, they count as part of the protein and the vegetable group. They are high in protein, iron, and zinc, like other protein-rich foods. And they are also high in fiber, folate, and potassium, like vegetables. Amazing! The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends eating whole grains and/or legumes with every meal for cancer prevention. Legumes are said to be the strongest predictor of longevity in the elderly. No wonder, they help with the regulation of blood sugar, lower blood cholesterol and inflammation, and reduce the risk for strokes, depression, colon cancer, breast cancer, and prostate cancer. Do you eat legumes on a daily basis? If not, why? Remember to subscribe to our channel. There are various types of legumes, all kinds of beans, all kinds of lentils, peas, split peas, chickpeas. You probably like some of them in some way, shape or form. It may be beans in a Mexican chili or burrito, chickpeas in Lebanese hummus, soybeans as soy milk, tofu, tempeh or edamame, peas in an Indian curry, sprouted beans or lentils as garnish on your salad, or as pasta. There are countless possibilities. Unfortunately, the consumption of legumes is at a historical low. People on Western dietary patterns eat like 30 times fewer legumes than 200 years ago. This needs to change. Reasons for the low consumption of legumes include the pervasive misinformation about soy products and anti-nutrients. The time-costly preparation of dried beans and some lentils is a bummer. The fear of flatulence. The missing knowledge of how to incorporate legumes into meals. We hope our examples got you inspired. What about soy products? Soybeans are a special kind of legume, as they contain much more fat compared to other beans or even chickpeas. They are extensively used for animal fodder, buzzword GMO soy, which is rightly criticized for its destructive effect on the Amazon rainforest. About 3/4 of global soy production is fed to livestock. Only about 7% is made into soy products for human consumption. Some people fear soy because of phytoestrogens and their alleged adverse effects on female and male hormones and cancer risk, not knowing that they are actually health promoting in reasonable amounts. We will link our video on soy in the description box. The healthiest soy products are edamame, which are young soybeans, and tempeh, which are fermented soybeans. Soy milk and tofu are also healthy, but they have lost about half of their nutrients per calorie in the process, compared to edamame and tempeh. Textured vegetable protein made from soy has some downsides in terms of endogenous production of IGF-1. The same happens with all animal protein, and it is directly found in dairy, a growth hormone linked to increased cancer risk. What about anti-nutrients? Low-carb proponents often spread misinformation about legumes concerning the so-called anti-nutrients, an unfortunate legacy. Protease inhibitors are found in raw legumes, but close to none are active in prepared and edible legumes. Some scientists argue to simply count these protease inhibitors as phytonutrients because they show various health benefits when eaten in small amounts. Lectins describe a broad range of proteins, of which some are dangerous, but none are active in edible legumes. Similar to protease inhibitors, some lectins might have health benefits. Phytic acid is not completely removed during cooking. Finally, an anti-nutrient that is found in edible legumes. Phytic acid has been shown to inhibit the absorption of minerals, but this effect seems to weaken within weeks. Maybe because our gut microbiome adapts and learns to handle it. Phytic acid also shows health benefits, including blood sugar regulation, antioxidant and anti-carcinogenic activity. No need to fear anti-nutrients. Preparation methods. We have seen various ways to use legumes in meals. Chilies, burritos, hummus, curries, salads. You can even use them to make brownies. And Dr. Greg's friend Paul adds unsalted cannellini beans to his oatmeal. But how do we best prepare them? The easiest way is to buy canned beans, lentils and chickpeas. Peas come canned or frozen. Canned and home-cooked legumes do not differ in nutrient content, but canned legumes can have a lot of salt and might be a tad mushy. But you can remove about 40% of the salt by rinsing them. So please use canned legumes to your heart's content. If you want to cook them from dry, red lentils are a good choice, as they take about as long as regular pasta. Beans, chickpeas and other lentils take much longer. Soaking them overnight and using a pressure cooker can minimize preparation efforts. We need about 1 minute to soak them and about 5 minutes to unleash our spices and turn on the pressure cooker. Simple as that. Fear of flatulence. It passes. Over 70% of those introducing legumes into their diet don't report flatulence after passing the first 3 weeks. There are ways to reduce the gravity of the problem. By soaking, starting with small amounts, starting with mung beans and lentils, and using various spices like cloves, cinnamon, garlic, turmeric, pepper and ginger. If your fiber intake is low to begin with, your gut microbiota needs to adapt. Take your time. Your gut will thank you. Probably. In any case, the fear of flatulence should not make you take a pass on legumes and their health benefits. Second meal effect. We have mentioned the effect of legumes on blood sugar control. The thing is, legumes do not only have a mild effect on blood sugar themselves, they also blunt the effect of the entire meal, and even subsequent meals. Indeed, legumes lead to a lower blood sugar response to food consumed hours later, even after a whole night. This phenomenon is called the second meal effect. It's amazing. A lower blood sugar spike means less insulin release, resulting in lower cholesterol, triglycerides, etc. If you eat legumes regularly, everything you eat is one level healthier. Even an unhealthy snack becomes less unhealthy. Protein in legumes. As stated in the beginning, in dietary guidelines, legumes count as protein and vegetable. But do they really offer enough protein? Are they a viable substitution to animal protein? Protein needs are covered by 10 to 15% of the daily calorie intake, with few exceptions. As most foods contain protein to some extent, the protein content of legumes should be significantly higher than 15% to count as a high protein food. And they easily smash this target, containing between 25 to 35% of calories as protein. While it is true that plant protein often is not complete, meaning there is not enough of one or more essential amino acids to easily cover your daily needs, different plant protein sources complement each other. Using legumes and intact grains as complementary protein sources will easily cover your daily protein needs and all essential amino acids. Impulses for action. Legumes are undervalued and their health benefits are widely underestimated, especially soy products. There is no need to fear so-called anti-nutrients. These bioactive compounds should rather be classified as phytonutrients, as they reveal more and more health benefits. Preparing legumes can be easy when you have the right tools. Choosing canned or frozen legumes can be just as healthy and more convenient. The fear of flatulence is exaggerated. Most people are fine after passing the first few weeks. The second meal effect makes everything you eat one level healthier. And there's plenty of protein in legumes for it to be a viable substitution for animal protein, especially if you follow the recommendation for cancer prevention to have legumes and/or whole grains with every meal. Let us know what your favorite legumes are and how you like them best. For us, that would be chickpeas and hummus, and soybeans as baked tempeh. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week!